What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we can talk about AMC, GME, as well as the overall broader market. And after that, we're going to check the option flow for all three of them. So today, AMC was up for 3.44% for the day. It had a high of $14.10. The average volume on AMC is around 52.70 million, but today's volume was around 51.74 million. So the volume is definitely going higher and higher day by day, just because the short interest on AMC and GME both has gone record level. And we know what happened last year when this kind of a short interest was there in AMC as well as GME. There is nothing for sure that we might experience something like what we had in last year in the month of June. Now let's come over to the GameStop. GameStop was down for 5.30% for the day. It had a high of $153. So you can imagine the kind of difference that we have in the stock price of GameStop at the market open. We were pretty much in a pretty solid green. We were expecting some sort of a green day, but then it ended up to the downside. The average volume on GameStop is around 5.20 million, but today's volume was around 6.12 million. So the volume is still there in GameStop. We just need the SPY to go up from here onwards. Now in the morning, the SPY was doing pretty well. Overall broader market was up. That's why AMC and GME were doing pretty well in the market. And there is another stock out there, that's RDBX, that's Redbox Entertainments. This stock is also having a pretty high short interest on it. That's why this stock is having quite a bit of volatility. It has already gone up quite a bit in last week. Now the average volume on Redbox is around 17.57 million, but today's volume was around 53.49 million. So you can imagine the kind of interest the retail is showing in this company, just because of the short interest is pretty high on this stock. That's why investors are pretty much interested in buying this stock. Now when I come over to the SPY, the SPY was down for 1.09% for the day. It had a high of $415.82. So we were pretty much into a very green day at the beginning of the day. And after that, the White House came out and they said that the inflation data that's going to come out on the Friday might be higher. Just in my personal experience, whatever the White House is going to say, doing the opposite is the best way to go, because they somehow try to manipulate the market. We know one thing for sure, that the whole market is right now in a very steady zone. It's not making any move to the upside or to the downside, just because of the CPI number that is about to be coming out on Friday. If the numbers are slight bit okay, we are definitely going to experience a rally. If the numbers are disastrous, then I'm pretty sure we're going to go very aggressively to the downside. Now when we have a look over the VIX, the VIX did came down quite a bit today in the morning, but it's still not showing any kind of a good sign towards any side that we might keep going down in the overall broader market from here. Though the VIX has gone down quite a bit, but we know one thing for sure, if we get a rally, the VIX is going to go down furthermore. But right now we are in a very sensitive stage. Buying any short or long position on any stock could be very risky right now. We are in a market which is pretty much not predictable anymore. So we just have to wait and see how this is going to play out. Now let's come over to the option flow for the AMC. Now I've increased the premium to max and see what exactly the whales are doing. All these whales were onto the downside and they are betting a huge amount of money, 1.3 million, 1.32 million, 1.31 million. And these are $20 put option that's going to expire in 8 days, and one is 36 days, and they are all betting to the downside of the AMC, which is not at all a good sign for the overall stock. Now, when I bring down the premium and see what exactly the retail are doing, there was some retail that were buying call options, but majority of them are onto the downside. They are betting a huge amount of money that the AMC will keep going down from here onwards. The rest, there was nothing majorly suspicious coming out of the options flow for the AMC. Now let's come over to the option flow for the GameStop. Now I've increased the premium to max and see what exactly the whales are doing. All these whales were buying these weekly options and they are betting a huge amount of money. You can see for yourself, 2.63 million, 6.51 million, 20.3 million dollars, 1 million, 1.38 million, 1.7 million, 14.5 million dollars, and they are all betting that the GameStop is going to go up from here onwards. Now when I bring down the premium and see what exactly the retail and the mini whales are doing, majority of them are onto the upside and they are actually betting quite a bit of money that the GameStop will keep going up from here onwards. Now these were some suspicious put options that are coming in. These are $570 put option and they are all betting that the GameStop is going to go down from here onwards. Now why am I saying it's suspicious? Because the stock price is $138.83, but this is a $570 put option, which is way too much deep in the money. They are expecting some sort of a volatility coming into the stock. Now this $10 call option that came in today, that's going to expire in 8 days, and this individual is putting $20.3 million. This is just too much to handle. Now hope for the best for this individual, but they might have some sort of information on them that they are expecting that the GameStop will keep going up from here onward. There was this another $20 call option that's going to expire in 8 days, and this individual is buying $14.5 million of contracts on GameStop, and they are all betting that the GameStop is going to go up from here onwards. Hope for the best that we see some sort of a upward momentum coming into the GameStop. Rest, there was nothing majorly suspicious coming out of it. Now let's come over to the SPY. Now I've increased the premium to max and see what exactly the whales are doing. All the whales were on to the downside. They are betting quite a bit of money into the downside on the SPY. Now I'll bring down the premium and see what exactly the mini whales in the retail are doing. Majority of them are onto the downside, but there were quite a bit of call buying that was also happening in the SPY, which is a pretty good sign towards the upside for the SPY. But we never know until and unless we see the CPI number coming out. We won't be having any kind of a confirmation to the upside or the downside. Now we know that we have been in a downtrend for almost 7 weeks, so you have to be very careful right now placing any position, especially if you're doing options, because it could be very risky. We have already a pretty significant sell off, and then we have started climbing back up, and then we are not even in the middle of the upside, and then we are just holding the pattern pretty strongly in the chart of the SPY, where we are just waiting for some sort of confirmation coming out from here onwards. Now Friday is the day when we're going to know about the CPI number, and hope for the best that the CPI number is a slight bit okay, but we cannot predict anything. We just have to wait and see how this is going to play out. So thanks for watching my video. Please like and subscribe my channel, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Cheers.